Hey guys, going today, a really good poker player. Gonna be giving my analysis for the quote-unquote most epic at set match at EPT Barcelona. Let's get right into the video. So let's just skip to the hand. I see cracked aces. That's kind of a spoiler, but okay. He is going to slow play, just call pre-flop. This is a fine play to make. Now, I feel like okay, so what I'm gonna assume with the cracked aces thing is that he's just gonna slow play the aces, and his opponent's gonna outdraw him. He's probably gonna get like running queens or running fours, um, or maybe two pair or something with like queen four on the flop or something. But like the thing is, um, it's fine to slow play your hands time to time because the thing about poker, especially heads up, is you have to be tricky and you have to be deceptive. You can't just play standard or else you're an easy read. That's why bluffing exists. Bluffing is more, I guess, yeah. So there's bluffing and there's slow playing. Bluffing is the more aggressive of the is more aggressive one. Slow playing is the more passive one. Of course, they both have their problems. Of course, technically you shouldn't really do them, but if you don't do them, you're a really easy read at the poker table, and people usually be able to know what you have based off your actions. So you want to play this active here and there in poker. That's why slow playing aces is a fine play to make. Ah, shit, there's gonna be a 4 on the turn on river, isn't there? They he snap checks. That's oh my god. Okay, I see the 4. God damn it. Yeah, that sucks. I want to know if he can put the 4 in his range though. A 4, if he leads out here, a 4 might actually be in his range because think about it. He checked post flop and he checked pre flop. Um, if he checks post flop, the best hand he has there, like a hand that he could definitely have there, is just bottom pair. Sometimes bottom pair is not gonna. People were too scared to lead out bottom pair, so so you could maybe even put them on trip fours. I think he's just gonna call here the way he's been playing. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's all kind of a wet card because um the problem here is that does make straights for like that does make straights now. He bet 1.2 mil. Okay, so he bet 1.2 mil, right? Paul was 1.8 mil before, so he bet like 2/3 pots. Oh, what the hell? I skipped. I went back. So okay, so there's 5-7 and there's 5-2. There's any set that became a boat. Um, and there's fours. So the thing about him checking pre-flop is that 5-7 or 5 deuce could definitely be in his range, and he definitely could have semi-bluffed that draw on the turn just because he checked back. Guerrero, I'm sorry if I fucked up your name, Guerrero. Checked back on the flop, so semi-bluff with a straight draw could definitely been a play. Um, of course, like I said, some people are too scared to bet lead out with their bottom pair, so he definitely could have had a forward there as well. Depending on the sizing of this bet, he might be able to put him. He might be able to put him on the 5 deuce, 5-7, or 4 here, depending on the sizing here. 4 million, that's nearly pot size bet. Yep, Mario says it right there. Oh, 6 million. Okay, okay, okay. 6 million. Okay, so 6 million. It's the worst hand I think Bendanelli has here is maybe an 8, and that might be stretching it, cause like if that's the only. Cause that okay, so there's 4 hands here: bluff, 8, 4, or straight. Those are the 4 hands here. So if you don't think he's bluffing, then that gets rid of the one possibility. And then if you think he's value betting, then 2 out of 3 times you are fucked here. So I wonder if he is able to get that read, depending on the sizing here, of 6 million into a 4.2 million pot. Great fold, good fold, good fold. He recognized that he recognized that Bandinelli was probably not folding here. I mean, probably not bluffing here. So he didn't have. He probably couldn't beat a 6 million bet there. Queen 10. Is he gonna slow play or is he gonna raise here? He's on the button. It's fine to raise. Okay, he will. He won't limp though. Nines. I think we're gonna see a bet here. I think Bandinelli seems like the more aggressive of the two. Ooh, wait, look at this chip. Wait, hold on. There's a chip count before. What the hell? Okay. Wow, raise point 28.8 mil. That's extremely big. And he makes the call. I think I'm fine with him making the call there, despite the sizing being really fucking big. I think you have decent odds, like on the flop at least. And then he does make it. Okay, so we have top pair here versus an open-ended straight draw. Wait, no, not an open-ended straight draw. Gut shot draw to the 7. My bad.
Guerrero flopping top pair, but Bandinelli with a pair of nines here. Also the gut shot straight draw.
Is Bandinelli gonna lead out here? This is a fine hand to lead out with nines. The only problem is he is beat, but he probably doesn't know that yet, because this is technically a good fine board to. We're gonna see.
Yeah, and you hear Bandinelli.
Ooh, okay. So he bets 1.5 into the pot, so it becomes 7.9 mil. Putting him all in technically just raises it by 11.15 mil. So that's like 1.375 ish. Like 1.4 ish, like times the pot. With top pair.
Yeah, and
Um,
you hear Bandinelli saying he doesn't.
which is a fine play to make. Heads
he
up.
puts the chips in.
And we're gonna see
Look
a hand that's better than second pair with a gut
like
shot straight up against top
if
pair here, which
Bandinelli
is
does
a 3
not
to 1 favorite.
improve hitting a 7 or a 9, he will be eliminated.
So like I said, Guerrero, he definitely seems like the more passive of the two. He seems to just like slow play a lot, and then he'll just check raise when he needs to. Which is actually a lot like my playstyle. And he does it right here.
Elated right now to see that he's ahead.
Oh, actually, he just re-raised straight up.
He's got a fade. 6 outs though from Bandinelli.
I think Bandinelli there, like, when you see a re-raise right there, it's kind of tough because like he probably has you beat, but at the same time you have a lot of chips in there, so you might as well just call and hope to improve. With that when you're at that much of a deficit.
Is the deuce of hearts.
That is a break.
So good for Guerrero. Bandinelli still looking
Miracle
for
River.
a 7 or a 9.
7 or 9. 7 or 9. We're gonna see the 7.
Oh my God!
Yes, we are.
7 of spades on the river. The gut shot straight draw comes in for Bandinelli, and he is going to double through Guerrero.
Wow, this guy is walking on
Wow.
water.
Goodness.
Absolutely walking on
They're close
water.
to even now. Queen 9 suited
Bandinelli
on the
with
button.
Queen 9 of diamonds
He
on the
may
button.
raise, may limp.
Looks like
We'll
he
see.
will call.
He will limp. Let's see. Jack 4 suited. I think that's a check back from Guerrero. Yes, it is.
Guerrero checks his option with Jack 4
Okay, this is. Oof.
clubs.
So Bandinelli's hand has super good equity post flop. Queen nine suited on a board where you have a mid pair and a flush draw, it has
10,
super good equity.
9, 6, 2
Could even have
diamonds.
more equity than like hands of a 10.
What a flop for Bendinelli. Pair and a flush draw. Guerrero checks it
Okay, I can
over.
disable this so I can like. God damn it, dude. Those things are spoilers, dude.
Lots to be happy about here if you're Bendinelli,
Benelli,
even without knowing
so
both
Benelli
sets of
will
cards. Pair and a flush draw,
bet here
heads up.
Now, so far we've
with his mid pair flush
seen
draw, monster
Guerrero
equity.
play
Makes sense.
really smart, definitely on the aggressive side, but making good
Guerrero's
decisions. But it looks like
okay, yeah. So Guerrero's like spending like
fighting.
normally that's a snap fold, so the fact that he's actually taking
He
time
wants
means I think he's going.
to
Looks
exercise
like
his
it is.
option to
He's going for
check
the big bluff energy.
raise.
This feels like a
How
bad
much is
time
it?
for
3
a check
points.
raise.
How much did you say? 3.7, 4.7. Okay, 4.7.
Yeah, I mean, he can definitely turn
So
some equity with that jack in his hand, but
I feel like Bendinelli's just gonna call here post flop.
it feels like perhaps
I think he's just gonna call here, right?
he just feels like Bendinelli's a weaker
Because like
player,
Bendinelli
and
could
so this
easily
should work
improve. He has like really
fairly
good odds here.
often if
I think
Bendinelli
Bendinelli's just
didn't
gonna call here.
smack the flop the way that he did.
Well, this is a pretty big pot.
Bendinelli
12.4
calls.
million.
10 makes it there. Okay, so
That's
that's a card that Guerrero definitely could have had. Um,
a really
so it makes his
interesting
check
turn
raise
card.
range like.
The
So
10
if
of
he raises
clubs
here, I could
is
definitely see
definitely
Bendinelli getting a fold here.
well within
If not
reason
by
that
if not
Guerrero would
by the turn here,
have
definitely
check
by the
raised the
river.
flop with a 10x hand, considering there's quite a few draws out there. So, definitely can continue to perhaps tell this story that he has improved to trips at this
Was that
point.
time bank?
Yeah. I mean, also, if he was check raising with a hand like 9-6, though,
Well, you
he's
throw
now
down.
counterfeited, right? So tens and nines with a queen would then become the best hand.
Crazy how quiet it is now compared to how loud it gets.
Yeah, the rail
Let's see
just
the raise.
giving the players the respect of
Yeah. So when you check raise with like your really good hands against people, it does build up the reputation of like shit. Maybe I should just fold to every check raise this guy does. So like sometimes players like Guerrero and me will check raise bluff. They read just based off of the like how we read our opponent's hand,
being able to
the strength of
think
our opponent's hand.
through
So
these hands, and it looks like Guerrero
Wow.
going for it.
looks like he is just going for the bluff.
Queen nine of diamonds. It is a really pretty, but it's such a tough spot when he bets so much on the turn.
6 mil. This is a tough call
Yeah,
to make.
and
You might just
unfortunately
see
for
Guerrero
Bendinelli,
make
he
the
has
shove on the
no more
river here.
time banks left, and this is not an easy decision.
Yeah. This is not an easy decision. It's like I could definitely see Bendinelli folding or calling here. Like
Not at all.
both options are
Call.
very attractive. Looks like he will make the call.
So 24 million in the middle. That's
If he doesn't improve to a flush though here, or
twice the
you
amount
know
of
a
chips
boat.
Jimmy has
He's
left
definitely.
behind.
I don't think I can see him.
Jimmy might feel compelled
Calling
to
here.
follow through on the river now. He's got so much less than pot behind, though.
Oh, the counterfeit. That's
Queen
very
of
interesting.
Hearts on the river. Does Guerrero feel even more compelled with the jack to go for it? Bendinelli
Will he just go all in and represent the 10?
now playing queens and nines on the river.
I don't like the looks of this.
Might be a card that Guerrero wants to represent. A card that perhaps, wow,
There it is.
Oh man.
all in.
Bendinelli calls it's
This
over.
is tough for
Oh
Bendinelli.
my goodness.
No time banks.
Wow.
Top pair.
I feel like you either just put him on a 10
Heads
or a bluff here. Those are his
We'll
only two
still have
hands.
chips left if he calls and he's wrong.
He had that one chip in his hand, the almost one chip call.
He almost made the one chip call. Like, check this shit out.
It's up.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like tens beats him if he was semi bluffing with fucking what, like Jack 8, I could definitely maybe Jack
No
8
chips left if he calls and he's
of
wrong.
diamonds. Jack 8 of diamonds.
He had that one chip in his hand, the almost one chip call.
I'm not sure. I don't think Guerrero would lead out that much actually with Jack 8. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of a monster draw. You never know.
Wow.
Wow, he's got no more time banks. Oh, you
I think
guys.
it's most of the time you just put him on a 10
I
This
or
is for
a
the
bluff
know.
here.
title.
I don't think without time banks you can properly think through the action. The time does stop when you get
I
a
would
count,
probably put him
though.
on a 10 and fold here. I probably would have folded by the turn if I'm going to be honest. I probably would fold on the turn. Um,
We saw a dramatic call to end the day yesterday.
but he does not have time
Bluff
banks
picked
like
off
the commentators said. Not much
by
time to
ace
make his
high. This is
decision.
better than that.
First step is don't get snap called when you go all in. Second step is
Let the time run out.
exactly.
I think he, if I'm not mistaken, I think he only needs to have the best hand like 1 in 4 times to be right here. No.
Bentinelli is out of time.
He's out of time. He folds.
That's a fold. Doesn't matter what the cards are.
Oh no.
Jimmy bluffs.
Guerrero wants to show so bad and does show his entire rail and now flipping the hand
Oh,
over.
man.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ, Guerrero.
Oh my gosh.
Jimmy Guerrero. Really,
Whoa!
This is going in.
So we're gonna
Damn,
see pocket
here close
fives
to even again.
versus ace jack here. Wow, wow, wow. So I think this is an
This is
easy
going
call
in.
to make of ace jack heads up. If he loses, he'll still be close to even with Guerrero.
Be a flip
But we are gonna, yeah,
for the title. Guerrero, the all-in stack with pocket fives. Bentinelli with ace jack.
this
What
is
happens when two
close to a coin
survivors
flip.
Right?
collide? What?
Spin the wheel.
Guerrero's ahead, but if he gets behind, then it's hard to catch
A
up.
rock in a hard place. Neither will go away.
Although one person does have his mom on the rail and the other person doesn't. So you got to factor in the mom run good.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. That rail.
King,
Missed
eight,
the flop.
four. So far safe for the fives. Bentinelli with 6 outs to eliminate Guerrero, looking for an ace or a jack. Could it be fate for the person down to one big blind
Not a
earlier?
good card.
King of hearts on the turn does give Bentinelli some more outs to counterfeit Guerrero.
Not a good turn for Guerrero, I'm gonna admit. As you can see, there's the counterfeit odds. Because if the board pairs again with another card, then he has 5 high. He has 5 high.
Those pocket fives.
That's right. The Ocho gives him kings and eights.
It's
with
5 high
ace.
versus ace high.
Will
Well, we see the
give him his
counterfeit.
hand. The river.
Home for
Oh,
the five
nope.
of hearts.
There is the
Not
boat.
needed, but Guerrero making a boat on the river to double up.
Pocket eights for Bentinelli.
Pocket eights. There we go.
And I don't think it's a spoiler to say that it really can't go beyond this level.
You gonna see a raise on the
30
button?
big blinds playing 24 big blinds. It is almost
There it is.
impossible
Raise to 3 million.
for them to get out of this level without the
Jack
money
7
going.
suited. Ooh, he may call here.
Yeah, Bentinelli here with
We are
ace.
going to see him call. He has the flush draw with 1 over.
The math is broken today. Mistakes.
Oh boy, we got a
Sorry. I thought I muted my mic. I'm so sorry. Um, so this is interesting. Um, so he does make the straight with the 10.
set of eights.
He also has top pair,
Bendinelli.
which actually doesn't matter here against Bendinelli's
Top
set.
pair for Guerrero.
Guerrero's gonna check his top pair.
I
He
said the
seems
money was going to
very
have to do it.
passive.
These guys have played pretty conservatively. They made some tight folds,
I think Bendinelli's gonna bet
but maybe he
here.
doesn't have to go in right now.
I think Guerrero's obviously going to
Boy,
call
does this
that.
feel like it.
Which is also hard. It's also hard to
Bendinelli.
not call this since Guerrero also blocks the 10-7 straight draw.
Firing.
Could have him on the
Five
nuts
million.
queen 10 though by the river. Who knows?
Guerrero just calls. The turn is a
Oh,
jack.
wow.
So
What a
that is the
setup.
Such a
problem.
full
That's
depth
the
call.
problem now. Oh. So he needs a jack or 7 here to make a better boat. Um,
Jack. Cold
his straight
Lake
outs
City.
his straight out now of the 10 is gone.
Guerrero covered. I think the
Bendinelli.
only light at the end of the tunnel is we've seen a lot of miracle rivers throughout the course of this tournament. Looking for the board to pair, except for an 8.
That's why I say the jack is close to irrelevant. Because if
Doesn't know
another
that
jack
yet,
does
probably
come,
thinking
then his outs
he's got
are
the best of
gonna
it.
get slimmer.
Trips versus a full house.
Yeah, and Bendinelli very clearly trying to set up a
This
sizing here
is
on the
tough.
turn that can make it an easy
Oh, this is the final
all
hand.
in on the river. Wants to give Guerrero a good price to continue.
Does it ever go in now? Guerrero has no idea what he's up
I think
against.
Guerrero would probably shove on the river, but we never know.
Makes the call.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna shove on the river.
43 million in the middle. Neither player of the
That's the
pot
same play
side
I
bet
would make.
behind. Jimmy really needs to hit
Then
this
again,
river.
Oh
The
my
board pays!
ah, death by
It's over.
quads. No, quads versus boat. Top boat versus
8
quads.
for
No wonder this is the final hand.
Bendinelli.
This is
Wow.
unbelievable. This is the coldest
Oh,
shove.
there's
It doesn't get any colder
yeah.
than this,
I
man.
would yeah I would definitely shove here then if I was Guerrero, and honestly that's just fucking tough. That's just
Quads
tough.
got a sweatshirt for this
An
hand, Nick.
Oh.
insane ending, I assume,
Oh my
to the
goodness.
most insane EPT I have ever been a part of. I could
Wow, wow, wow,
a
wow. That's
literal
so
stat
sick.
beat jackpot hand. Jack's full, beaten by quad eights. Guerrero bets.
Wow.
Oh.
And Guerrero leading. Oh my
There's no
god.
way he doesn't check raise here. He literally has the second
In his
nuts.
shoes, he's got quads, and you're getting led into on this river. It's the absolute jackpot payday.
How
Only
is Bendinelli's
3.8.
heart just
Ooh, that looks
not
really susceptible
jumping out of his
to a check raise
skin
here.
right now?
I think we're gonna see the all in from Bendinelli here, and then Guerrero's
Bendinelli
gonna
has been
call and
so
he's gonna
patient,
die.
has folded
He's gonna
winners,
bust.
had a chance to put this to bed.
There we go. There's the all in.
All in. Guerrero hasn't snap called.
This is tough.
There's just no way. There's the call from
Yeah.
Guerrero. It's over.
Guerrero had the third. It was third nuts versus second nuts, dude. Wow, third nuts versus second nuts.
Table his hand. Table
Oh
your
my
hands.
gosh.
Bendinelli shows the quad.
Third nuts versus second nuts. Jesus
Bendinelli
Christ.
does it.
Guerrero tables the
What a
loser,
hand.
and Bendinelli swarmed by his countrymen. Somebody get that boy his mama.
This guy came out
Wow.
from one big blind to be here to river quads.
Yeah, one big blind. You know what we say? Chip in the chair. I've seen players, and I've literally done it myself where I have no fucking chips, even less doing the big blind, and end up winning the table. You know, that's what happens. Well, I should probably explain. Uh, So pre-flop, when you don't have many big blinds, you might as well just shove with like fives or something. The problem with these pairs is that they don't play too well. Post-flop, if someone continues out of position of ace high, you could definitely see yourself fucking folding with like with pocket fives when the flop is like what 6, 7, 10 or something like that. Like, and that's kind of like the problem with playing out of position with hands with like low pocket pairs or just ace high and shit like that. That's kind of like the problem. Um, Playing out of position like hands like that. Compared to like pocket nines, for example, when I think the commentators do mention that has more playability post flop.
Better playability than their smaller counterparts.
Yup, see that? You see that? He says more playability than their smaller counterparts. Um,
Looks like that's what Beninelli's gonna try and do here.
Pocket nines is a fine hand. I think like sevens and up are fine. Like have fine playability. Post flop, and then sixes and under are like
Here.
the harder hands to
Wow.
play with.
Very big as well.
Yeah.
So wow, that was actually an insane hand. Insane river as well here. Obviously Benanelli would have lost if he
Made at least. Still
didn't
looking.
hit his fucking wow his 14%, his seven I mean six outer 14%. Wow, he had a 14% river
For
to
a
win it.
7 or a 9.
He did have 25% equity post flop as well. I keep that in mind.
10 of clubs.
Um, Good bluff here by Guerrero. Benelli, he was thinking for so long, he ended up running out of time. Um, your queen, having a queen there or a nine is a fine bluff catcher, but like, so like even if there wasn't a queen here, like it was a break, like a four or a deuce or something, having a nine is still a fine bluff catcher. Having a queen is a fine bluff catcher. The only problem is the way he's playing really represents the ten, so it's either ten or bluff. It's either he pretends
Neither
to have the 10 or he actually has it.
neither
And he was pretending, so fine bluff from Guerrero.
neither will given the best hand.
And then we will
River.
see.
Home.
Yeah. So, if I'm going to be honest, despite the fact that, like, Benelli did hit his 14 percenter on the river, I still think that, like, play. He was the more aggressive player on the table, and usually playing more standard aggressive poker is better than Guerrero's passive play. Heads up at least. Um, because of that, you know, I think that was mainly the deciding factor why Bentley won. So I think that's it for my analysis. Wait, no, one more thing to point out. Bentley did say he can't fold with his nines. I think it's because I think he knew he was behind, but he just had too many chips invested. He was like, "Fucking, might as well," and he did end up like because he probably just assumed his equity was fine. Like, but I'll be honest, the worst hand Guerrero's making this play with is like 10-9 or something. I don't know.
Turn is the
No,
deuce of
not 10-9. He blocks that. Jack 10? Yeah, I think Jack 10. Maybe 10-7.
hearts.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're behind like that, you are like around a 25%,
So
a quarter
far,
chance behind.
so good for Guerrero.
So, yeah, it's kind of a bad beat, but in the end, I think Bettinelli did deserve it still. Luck is just a part of poker. And it was just one hand like that was like that. From what I'm assuming, I didn't watch the event, but I think this was the one time heads up that Bettinelli did beat him, get a bad beat him on the river.
Oh,
Um, but also like this was just like, dude, second nuts versus third nuts. That's fucking insane. Um, Bettinelli probably also ran better. But I think the way he played was just like probably the better way to play heads up. So I think that's all I have to say on this video. So I hope you guys enjoy my reaction. This is Karn saying out. Peace.